All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rechakodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. Salutations to Allah Akim, my dear pushing his truth and all truth and sincerity diligently throughout the four corners. I'm the brother Shamar Moth from Great Millstone, Miami, also from the camp of Great Millstone, Southwest Florida, out in the Fort Myers area. Coming to you, Akim wa Akwath, with another quick lesson. And Lord's will assess to be quick, edifying, and straight to the point. Okay, and serves as an exhortation and a comfort to the body. All right. This is somewhat going to be like a meditate on it, and this is kind of based on something that I seen in my sleep yesterday night, which was that's the Sunday night leading into Monday. I was meaning to do this lesson yesterday, but the Spirit had it that I did another lesson, and by the time I was done with that lesson, Jake had to go out to go, handle business. So, here I am today to put it on wax. All right, so first and foremost, the scriptures tell us that we're not supposed to look too deep into dreams, but nonetheless, the Lord has told us, all right, via the mouth of the prophets, that in the last days, that He would pour His Spirit upon all flesh, and the old men will dream dreams, and young men will see visions. All right, so I believe that the Lord showed me this vision, okay, of future events, but more so it was the mindset, all right, that I had in the dream, all right, that I want to talk about, all right, because it's a mindset that we all should take on, okay, or if you already haven't, and if we have this mind, we should keep that same mindset and ask the Lord for more strength, all right, and wisdom and mental fortitude, man. Okay. Now, what I saw in my sleep was just chaos, man. All right. Streets were destroyed, like missiles hit the surrounding areas, not necessarily nukes, but like those little ground surface to air missiles and stuff like that, like Tomahawks and stuff. Cars destroyed, buildings destroyed, all right, plane crashes, and things of that nature. It was just a disastrous scene, all right. For brothers that play video games, if brothers ever played the new Battlefield 6 Red Sec, it's like a Warzone game. It kind of reminded me of part of the map called Crash Site in downtown. All right, where buildings are, the interior of the buildings are exposed because maybe a missile or projectile or a plane or a car done ran through the building. Lawns are torn up. Streets are completely mangled and destroyed. All right, and that's the scene that I had seen. But for some reason, well, I'm not gonna say but for some reason. I'm just saying how it happened. So that was the setting, and I was just walking through this destroyed scene, okay. And as I was walking through it, I felt a level of calm and peace within my spirit as I was seeing all the destruction take place all around me, okay? And then I woke up, okay? And as soon as I woke up, of course, we give praises to the Lord. But one of the first things that ran through my mind, all right, was Isaiah 43 and also Psalms 91. Okay, so, what we have to understand, brothers, is the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, through whatever angels the Lord has set around us. Because remember, Psalms, I believe it's the 34th chapter. It tells us, them that fear the Lord. Matter of fact, let me just get it real quick. Psalms 34:7, I believe it is. Yep, Psalms 34:7. It says, "The angel of the Lord Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear Him, and delivereth them." All right. So the Heavenly Father Yahweh, through His only begotten Son Yahweh Shai, through the angels that the Lord has set around us to encamp around us, we have to understand that, Lord's will, if we are part of that number, all right, no harm is gonna come our way, man. So that mindset of fearing, all right, that mindset of uncertainty, not knowing what's gonna happen, because that was something too that I noticed in that dream that the Lord showed me, or that vision. All right, not only did I have a level of calm and peace that was residing over me, but I didn't know where I was going. All right, I had no clue what direction I was heading, but I was going that direction with with a level of confidence, knowing that everything around me is being destroyed, but I'm gonna be okay. All right, and that's the mindset we have to take on and hold on, especially leading into Jacob's trouble. All right, but the way to achieve that level of peace and calm and reassurance in the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is to do what? Is to abide in the vine. Okay, it's to stick to the Lord. It's to trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It's to have confidence in the Heavenly Father. Okay, matter of fact, let's go to Jeremiah real quick. Go to the book of Jeremiah 17, and I'm gonna just get straight to the point. Verse 7. It says, "Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord Yahweh, in whose hope the Lord Yahweh is." All right, so that man and woman, all right, because at the end of the day, this, the way the scriptures speak, is speaking to the men, because we're the ones that's supposed to be part of that governing body. All right, but nonetheless, the message goes for the whole matter of Israel, man, whether it be man, woman, or child. Okay, if you trust Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, if you put your trust in the Lord will bless you. Bless you with what, man? Bless you with protection. Bless you with a hedge around you, man. Okay, when in a time when there's no food, the Lord's gonna bless us with meals. All right, in a time where water is gonna become very valuable again, unlike unlike nowadays, where you have a brother policing around brothers and making sure brothers finish their bottle of water, stop wasting water. When all hell breaks loose, ain't gonna be no wasting water, man. So water is gonna become a very high valuable thing, man. People are gonna be seeking and searching for water like they're searching for gold, man. Okay, so in a time like that, the Lord is gonna provide us with H2 to the Izzo to drink. Okay, all right. That's the level of confidence and faith that we have to have in the Lord, especially knowing that the times that we're about to enter into. Okay, because it's the Lord that's gonna bring all this heat. He's the one that's gonna bring all the famine. Remember, 2nd Ezra 15 chapter, the Lord said, matter of fact, let's get that real quick, man. 2nd Ezra 15. All right, and you just straight to the point. Verse 5, it says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world the sword, famine, death, and destruction. The Lord, the one who said he's bringing all that heat, man. All right, so the only way for us to escape it is by putting our trust in him. All right, is by, adhering to his rules, adhering to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh's guidance. Okay, that's how we're gonna be protected and saved. All right, what's that? Second Ezra 16 chapter. Just get straight to the point. Second Ezra 16. Where is that? It's like 75. Oh no, 70. Yeah, 75. No, 74. I started 74. Second Ezra 16 and 74. Hear, O ye, my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Okay? So if the Lord's telling us that he's going to deliver us from the same trouble that he said he's going to bring, the same trouble, all right, that he said that's at hand, if he tells us he's going to keep us, if the scriptures tell us that we're blessed for trusting in him, then guess what? That emotion of fear, that emotion of uncertainty and anxiety of what could happen when all hell breaks loose, man, toss that shit to the side right now, man. Okay? And I believe that's what the Lord, showed me in that night vision, man, when I was sleeping. All right? What that confidence and having faith in the Lord could breed, man. It could breed us. It's gonna produce a particular fruit when all hell breaks loose. We're gonna be all right, and it's gonna show. Okay, it's gonna show. Remember, the scriptures tell us the heathen in Second Ezra, the second chapter. It tells us the heathen shall envy us and shall be able to do nothing, man. All right, Second Ezra 2 and 27. Be not wearied, which is the command. All right, to be weary. Let's go look up what the word weary is. Okay, online etymon. Weary, tired, exhausted, miserable, sad, to wonder, totter. Okay. Let's go look it up in the in a Google. I say Google in a dictionary. All right, weary. All right, physically or mentally exhausted by hard work, exhaustion, strain, fatigue, characterized by causing fatigue, impatient or dissatisfied with something, weary of access, characterized by causing impatience or dissatisfaction. Okay? So we're not to be dissatisfied. We're not to be exhausted or tired. All right? Of what we're laboring in. That's number one. All right, because scriptures do tell us, be not weary in well doing. Okay, but also in this faith, man. So be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness come, because that day will come. The day when buildings going to be destroyed, where the road is going to be destroyed, cars are going to be exploded and on fire, right? Trees are going to be on fire and destroyed and on the ground. All right, dead bodies littering the floor. That day is coming, man. But guess what? The Lord tells us others shall weep and be sorrowful. So they're going to be sad. They're going to be in distress, in perplexity. They're going to be in fear. They're going to have anxiety. They're going to be in an uncertain mindset. Okay? But us, you are the thou, man. Okay? I am the thou. Do we not believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua? Is that not our God? Is that not who we pray to? Is that not who we believe on? Then he's speaking to us. We are the thou. But thou shalt be merry and have abundance. We're going to be merry, man. Okay? And have abundance. To be merry is to be happy. To be elated. All right? So imagine that in a time where all destruction is happening, what is it going to take for us to be in a state of marry and have abundance? It's going to take the Lord to take care of us and to keep us, which is the blessings that he's going to pour upon us for trusting in him. And that in turn is going to cause a level of peace that a lot of people are going to wish they have, man. You see, in the world, as the gospel say, in the world you're gonna have tribulation, but when we with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, we have rest, we have peace, man. Okay? So rest with the Lord now. All right? Instead of trying to find different outlets to find peace. No, the outlet is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. The outlet is in the scriptures, man. That's where our true peace resides. That's where our true rest resides, man. Okay? Where the fear of all trouble melts away is in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. Okay? Let's go to where's that, man? Dang, I just had it. Let's bring this precept out. And then I'll get to Isaiah 43. And Psalms 91, and I'll close out. That's in Timothy. Yes. Yep, Second Timothy. This is 2 Timothy chapter 1. In verse 7, it says, "But God had not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." All right, and that's what it's going to take, man, in those days, a sound mind. Ooh, what does the scriptures tell us in Isaiah, man? Isaiah 33. Right? In verse 6, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." All right? So that's how we receive that spirit of not fearing. All right? That sound mind. Okay? Again, is by abiding in the Lord. By with all that get understanding, you know, while the doors of mercy is still open for us to seek the Lord, repent. All right, seek after the way, the old path, man, the way of the ancient, man. Seek after the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because we look for that now. We go after that now instead of going after money or going after bitches or going after this or going after that. If we go after the Lord and his wisdom, when all hell breaks loose, we're going to be stable, man. We're going to be stable. Okay? He's going to keep us. If I had kept going in that 2nd Ezra 16 chapter, the next verse, it says he's going to be the God of them that keep his commandments, man. All right? We're going to be kept. We're going to be merry and have abundance, man. All right? It's going to be us. It's going to be us to experience Psalms 91. All right, let me get it real quick. Psalms 91. In verse 5, it says, "Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the noisome pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes, only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked." All right? "Because thou hast made the Lord Yahweh, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling." Okay? We're going to be the ones to experience that, man. Seeing all type of chaos and destruction round about us, but it's not going to come near us nor our dwelling. When danger don't come near you while danger is around, there's the level of peace that comes upon you. And we're going to be able to experience that because we're seeking and serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So it's very imperative, it's very important to serve and worship Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. There was niggas a couple of years ago, them niggas is fizzle. Them niggas one by one got plucked out and dipped. When them niggas used to say, "Oh, we not supposed to worship Yahweh Shai." God, hey man, may the Lord destroy them niggas, man. Yahweh Shai is to be worshipped. All right, and that's the reward that we're gonna receive for worshiping and praising Yahweh and His only begotten Son Yahweh Shai. All right, calm during the time of chaos and destruction. Peace during the time of uncertainty for others, man. Guidance during the time of darkness, man. That's what we're going to receive, man. And we best to believe that, or else you're not going to receive it. Sirach, the 2nd chapter, man. All right? If you faint-hearted and you don't believe, then you're not going to be defended, man. So we gotta believe that, man. Okay? That the Lord got us. That He's going to protect us. That He's going to keep us. Okay? This is the book of Isaiah 43. Oh, matter of fact, let me go to Job because Job said that what? At destruction and famine, we going to laugh, right? Let's get that real quick. What is that? Let me see. Yep, there you go. All right, so I start at verse 19. Yep, Job 5:19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, and the 6th trouble goes all the way up into Jacob's trouble, all throughout Jacob's trouble, man. We're gonna be kept. All right. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. And the 7th trouble, which is the 7th trump, goes into the nuclear destruction, man. The Lord going to even keep us through that. Okay? Verse 20, in famine He shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. And that's what I seen, man. There's all type of chaos and destruction around, but just keep it frank. In the dream, I just wasn't afraid, man. And I pray and hope Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai can keep that spirit upon me, all right, all the way to the end, man. I pray and hope that I endure not just myself, but you brothers and you sisters that truly worship and serve, all right, the living power as well, man. May Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, all right, Nathan La Noah, all right, which is Nathan give La to Noah at the end of the word is us. Nathan La Noah, Rakha, all right, Harakha, the spirit, La Yokal, to endure, La Hakwatazah, all right, to the end. May the Lord give us the spirit to endure to the end, man. Okay, Baba Kasha, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rachakadash. All right, the water to Wabaman. Okay, may the Lord give us that spirit to endure to the end, man. Okay, but going back to Job 5 and 22, it says, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. All right, so there's a clear picture being painted of the chosen. When all hell breaks loose, they're not going to be afraid. All right, Lord's will, we won't be afraid, man. Lord's will, we'll have that calmness that you actually need in a time of chaos. In a time of chaos, that's the worst time to panic, man. Okay, buildings blowing up, worst time to panic. Bullets flying, worst time to panic. Okay, people screaming and dying, worst time to panic. Because you panic, you put yourself and anyone who's around you life at risk too, man. Bullets flying and you panicking, guess what happens? You might pop up when you're not supposed to pop up, and chicken, lights get turned off. If you get what I'm saying. All right? Okay, buildings getting destroyed. All right, you panic. Now you run into a building, not realizing that building is falling. Boom, the building fall upon you. All right? You afraid because you see some shit happening, so you start running, not paying attention. All right, and there's a big ass pit right there. Boom, you fall in a big pit. All right. But we're gonna be at peace, man. We're gonna be protected. We're gonna be covered. All right. So that fear, like I mentioned, throw that shit out now, man. Okay. We go to this Isaiah 43 and I'll close out. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 43. And 1, it says, I said verse 2, matter of fact. It says, when thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. All right? And that goes into the Lord keeping us through tribulations, man. Tribulations, of afflictions, troubles. Okay? And so that's why we don't need to, be in that mindset of fear. And, I believe, like I said, the Lord showed that when all hell breaks loose, how I took it, what I seen in my sleep, how I took it was that the Lord is going to keep us in a peaceful mind, man, when all hell breaks loose. All right, so with that, Lord's will, this lesson was edifying. Shalom.